Hello and welcome to Inside Edition, where we discuss national, regional and international issues in depth. Since its inception in 1981, Bahrain Institute of Banking and Finance has been a leading educational provider across all major business disciplines. It plays a vital role in the training and development of human capital in the Middle East and North Africa. The BIBF has made its mark internationally with clients in Asia, Africa, Europe, USA and the Middle East, well on its way to becoming the global institute of choice. To know more information about the Institute's role and achievements, we are pleased to be joined here at the studio by the Head of Marketing and Corporate Communications at Bahrain Institute of Banking and Finance, Ms. Amal Al-Sourani. Welcome back. Joining me in the studio is the Head of Marketing and Corporate Communications at Bahrain Institute of Banking and Finance, Ms. Amal Al-Sourani. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for having us and thank you for this opportunity. Yes. We're very happy to be in Bahrain TV, Bahrain International. We're very happy to be with you to discuss more about the BIBF.
We're actually, when we were trying to get the questions together for this show, BIBF has so many nooks and crannies that you can ask questions about and do shows about, and I think we came to a consensus that this is a good place to start, and I'm so glad that you took some time to answer these questions, because the BIBF, as we talked a little bit behind the scenes, is an institution that is part of Bahrain's educational, let's say, field, and even its achievements. BIBF over the years has proven itself not just by the education it provides, but also by the cooperation it has with international institutions and with local institutions. Graduates of BIBF are world-renowned people that are alumni, are basically known for the strength of their capabilities. What can you tell us and our viewers and give us a little brief idea about BIBF's establishment, its vision, as well as its mission?
Thank you so much. First of all, the Bahrain Institute of Banking and Finance is a training institute affiliated with the Central Bank of Bahrain. Having been established in 1981, it plays a vital role in the training and development of the human capital in Bahrain and in the region as well, and beyond even the region. So for the last 40 years, the BIBF has been a key institute in providing training and development programs, in addition to academic programs that have enriched the Bahraini landscape with people or alumni that have the skills and capabilities to take hold of the private sector and even the public sector and lead in these areas. Yes. As an institute, we have a vision to be the institute of choice for the development of business professionals. And it's been a vision that we've been working on for a long time. We are very proud to be providing quality education. We provide thought leadership and value through the programs that we offer. Most of our programs are career linked, so they are always we have a lot of employees who come and train with us at the BIBF, in addition to our bachelor degrees, of course. So school leavers who finish school and come over to join the university that we have. We also have a comprehensive range of professional development programs that are like international qualifications, such as the ACCA, the CFA, the CMA, everything that's finance related. And most of them have a lifelong professional impact on our learners. Of course, the BIBF is very well known for its global alliances and the strategic partnerships that we have. We provide a structure of cross-border education, which was started back around 20 or 22 years ago. Wow. And many of the institutions or organizations now in Bahrain have adapted the same sort of structure. Of course, yes. So the BIBF was the first institution to provide that sort of structure, the cross-border education. Right. So, of course, we are always trying to ensure a stimulating environment for our learners. We always try to provide them with high caliber faculty. We have practitioners and staff that are very well trained and are also experts in their own fields, and they have a talent to train. The innovative delivery that we provide also provides cutting edge infrastructure for training and development within locally and regionally and internationally.
Beautiful. Yeah, go ahead.
We also try to maximize our contribution in strengthening Bahrain's position as a regional financial hub.
Right.
We always try, whenever you have a financial hub, you need a backup institute that provides training.
Right.
And that is exactly what the BIBF is trying to do.
That's amazing. I mean, Bahrain, to a lot of the people that know Bahrain, and for the people that want to come to Bahrain, Bahrain is a financial hub. It's actually a business hub of the region, whether it's for the geographical location or whether it is because of the open institutions on the island itself, or even its close proximity to the GCC countries. Bahrain has always been that center point of where business can be done, and they have very open plans when it comes to business protocols and so on. In order to understand more about how BIBF sets its standards in education, we first want to know what are the programs that BIBF does offer.
The BIBF, having been established 40 years ago, provides three main types of programs, let's say. Our academic degrees that are usually from international universities.
Yeah.
We have the professional qualifications that are international certifications, and we have the short training courses. So three types of programs that we have. The academic degrees are based on the cross-border education with global partners, of course. We've got the undergraduate degree from Bangor University and the London School of Economics, University of London. And we've got the postgraduate degrees, which are the master's degrees, from Strathclyde Business School, which is from Scotland in the UK. And we have the DePaul University program as well from Chicago in the USA. Basically, the BIBF has a six-center structure. So we've got banking and finance, Islamic finance, we've got accounting programs, we've got insurance, digital transformation and project management, in addition to leadership and management, and the academic arm as well of the BIBF. Every year we offer more than 600 courses. So these are all market-led courses that are provided as a reaction to what the market needs.
Okay.
The BIBF students, we're very proud of them, all our alumni. We're very proud because they continue to exceed global benchmarks. So many of the qualifications that we have, the pass rates are higher than international pass rates.
Yes.
So that is also a reflection of the care and the way that we provide the training for the students. And we always see that as a success. Their success is our success, basically.
Absolutely.
We also have the faculty. Like I said, our faculty comprise of market practitioners. We have academics and qualified senior industry professionals. They all have diverse backgrounds. They ensure an enriched participant experience, of course, and we're always trying to strike the perfect balance between theory and practice.
Right. When it comes to the programs that you talk about, and even the staff members, the faculty members, you did mention the fact that you guys also offer certain licenses within the financial sectors. How do these two merge into each other in order to produce the best possible outcome for your students?
This is where the BIBF students get their edge. So basically, they do have an academic education, an academic proper education. But at the same time, they are exposed to professional qualifications, they are exposed to webinars, seminars, professional talks, industry experts all around. So that's what keeps them unique in the market. They are very in big demand. Our students are in very good demand in the market. And because of this exposure, so they've got the academic background, they've also got the professional side of things, the practical implementation side of the information that they require, all within the specialized skills that are required for practical implementation of their roles.
So basically they graduate with everything that they need in their hands.
Exactly. They become assets to the organizations that they join rather than liabilities.
Perfect, perfect. One thing towards what most institutions are integrating within their systems is the economic vision 2030 for the sustainable development goals of Bahrain specifically, not just the economical one, but also the national SDGs. How does the BIBF contribute to achieve these national SDGs, national 2030 SDGs?
Since the announcement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, Bahrain has been a shining example of following the UN's SDGs in order to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all in the kingdom. Based on this, we have realized the importance of SDGs. And recently we've launched the Sustainable Development Academy, and this academy offers programs that train professionals on how to attain sustainability within their organizations. Of course, the objectives of this academy is to provide sustainable development awareness, to provide programs that develop the human capital's competencies in sustainability itself. And we also offer sustainable transformation advisory services. We've partnered with the London Institute of Banking and Finance and Fitch Learning. And these two global institutes also help us to bring specialized skills and training programs that will ensure that the sustainable development goals are provided for our human capital and to prepare our workforce for implementation of sustainable development.
Well, in performing its duties, the BIBF collaborated with a lot of local and international institutions. You mentioned some of them. What can you tell us? Why is it so important, and how is it important, and what are the outcomes of these kinds of cooperations? How does it contribute positively to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself and maybe your students as well?
Yes, like I said, the BIBF works on a cross-border education. So basically, it is an incubator for international universities such as Bangor University and the London School of Economics that provide education and academic education in banking and finance and accounting and finance. So, so the BIBF acts as an incubator basically for these programs. So students don't have to go abroad to study. They get international degrees from the comfort of their homes. Of course, the international universities that we provide, this is in addition to the professional qualifications that we have, also the ACCA, the CFA, even AWS programs that we have as well, Amazon Web Services as well. We offer those programs. And we basically try to provide learners with training opportunities from within the kingdom.
When it comes to a very important factor, not just now, in the past has always been the standard of education, the accreditation of education. What is the pathway that a student after it graduates can take in the future? Can you tell us a little bit about the standards that a BIBF puts in order to make this educational field more attractive to the students and for them to choose this field and have more opportunities in the future after they graduate?
Yes, definitely. The BIBF holds quality as one of the major pillars. The fundamental pillar of BIBF is quality. As a semi-government training institute, we are not a private institute, so we're not looking for profits. Any profit that we generate, we re-inject into the quality of our programs. So quality is a major principle of our programs. What we usually focus on is how to train our learners based on quality. So there is no compromise for quality at the BIBF programs. All of the programs are up to high level standards.
Yes.
We follow best practices, international best practices, and we make sure that the faculty that deliver these programs are experts in their fields and have a passion to train.
Yeah, that's amazing. This year has not been an easy year for anybody in any kind of field, but I think especially the educational field was hit the hardest, as well as they were really under pressure to show some kind of a change. So the current health circumstances contributed to the implementation of online education in all kinds of learning institutions. What can you tell us about the BIBF's experience? How did they change? How easy or hard was it? And what is your future plan when it comes to this online education portal?
Definitely last year and this year were challenging in many ways. Like you said, it wasn't easy for anyone, but we tried to see it positively. We tried to see these challenges as an opportunity, a window of opportunity for people who are in lockdown or staying at home to train. It's a perfect time for training. And what we are most proud of is that not a single day of training was lost during these times, since the start of the pandemic. And in this regard, I would like to take a moment to thank the National Task Force for combating of COVID-19 in Bahrain, led by the Bahrain team. They've shown comprehensive plans. They've shown very successful implementation of all of their programs that they've put in place to make Bahrain a safe environment for all. And we really have to take a moment to thank them. Yes. Based on that, alhamdulillah, within 1 week of the announcement of the pandemic, we transferred all of our physical classes to online classes, and we were able to design an in-house online learning platform called My Class 3.0, done by our IT team.
Wonderful.
And you could just log in and explore the programs and attend your programs. So it's got all of the factors of a proper class. Yeah. So you've got the attendance, the whiteboard, the classrooms, the questions and answers, quizzes, your notes. It's basically a reflection of your physical classroom.
That's beautiful.
BIBF also leveled up to BIBF Plus during the pandemic. We were ready before the pandemic, but this of course speeded things up a little bit. We offer distance learning, online learning, and even a digital library, where you can find online courses and study from them within the comfort of your home, and keeping everybody safe, of course, is the topmost priority.
From your experience, I mean, you've seen the before and the after. Do you feel people have gotten used to the online training and it will be difficult to go back to physical? Or do you feel that a mix of both will be the factors for future education?
Yes, I think now that everyone has experienced online learning, I think blended learning is here to stay. Yeah. Even inshallah after the pandemic, blended learning will be the way to go for most educational institutions. I think it's been a very effective alternative to physical education, and I think it actually saved us. Online learning was an excellent platform to go on to. Basically, we would have wasted a lot of time if we hadn't had the online learning. Right. My Class 3.0 from the BIBF also accelerated that sort of implementation as per the need at that time and the circumstances. Blended learning will definitely be a successful model for future learning.
I believe so too, and I believe that Bahrain was already in the process of digitalizing a lot of things. I mean, we see all of the e-services that were available even before the pandemic, and after the pandemic they were just accelerated, but there was already a plan for them to be out. So definitely digital services, digital kind of education will be a big part of the future of any institutions in Bahrain. How do you see the future of the educational institutions after the pandemic, but let's put it not just from like the educational perspective, but also the graduates, the types of jobs they will have, the types of programs maybe BIBF will be introducing due to the pandemic or due to the circumstances of the world after the pandemic?
Definitely, a lot of digitalization is happening already and has been happening even before the pandemic. At the BIBF, we always try to provide programs that are market-led.
Yeah.
So whenever we have programs, we always think of the future.
Yeah.
We always think of how the students will benefit and how the students will be able to use the skills and knowledge that they are gaining in their time at the BIBF in their future jobs.
Yeah.
So future jobs and market-led dynamics is always at the top of our heads when we design the programs and when we produce the different materials that we use for the different programs. And I believe a lot of things are going to change after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Definitely, a lot of people are looking at different ways of to do business, for example.
Right.
Many things are going to change, and I think we as an educational institute, as a professional vocational training institute, we also have to follow market dynamics, market requirements. We need to also, we continuously do that. We always try to find out what the market needs and provide training programs to reflect that.
Yeah. Well, before I go on to our phono, one of the things, I mean, I've had several heads of educational institutions or even heads within educational institutions come on the show. We had Dr. Sheikh Faye bin Khalifa on the show, and one of the things that we talked about with them was the problems they faced in the beginning of the online digital learning kind of escapade. And there were problems that were foreseen, like for instance, the pressure on the bandwidth, no internet, bad internet quality and so on. But there are also problems that were not foreseen. For instance, the compatibility between certain programs and the people's computers, students' computers at home. How did you deal with these problems that you have faced?
We have a very dynamic IT team and alhamdulillah we were able to overcome all of these problems in terms of whether it was the bandwidth, the Wi-Fi, everything was smooth sailing alhamdulillah from the beginning, especially because it was designed in-house.
Yes.
And maybe that was the reason for we did not go through compatibility issues. The Wi-Fi is very strong at the BIBF, and many of the faculty were coming over to the classes, to the physical classes, to provide the online learning classes, to make sure that the setting is professional, to make sure that there is no interruption with the bandwidth or no interruption with the online connections.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's one of the things that I want to really focus on, the fact that the BIBF's IT team are the ones who designed their educational program. One of the BIBF's team members is with us over the phone to explain more about the academic programs. We are joined on the phone by the Assistant Manager of Academic Studies at the BIBF, Ms. Noor Al-Zikri. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ms. Noor, can you please tell us more about the academic programs that are offered by the BIBF and the cross-border education system for students? We heard a little bit, but we want more in-depth information.
So to begin with, the BIBF was initially established in 1981 with the main aim of training the bankers in the Kingdom of Bahrain. That idea has then developed to training the bankers at a much younger level, which is at the undergraduate level, and that is how our academic programs step in. The BIBF bridges the gap for those students who wish to attain an international degree from world-renowned universities in the United Kingdom, whilst remain at the comforts of their homes here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. So upon graduating high school, students would join our BIBF International Foundation program at first, which is actually recognized by the UK NERIC. This would, in return, open up 3 possibilities and opportunities for such students. So once they complete the BIBF International Foundation program, they can transfer directly to one of our affiliated universities in the UK to complete their which would accept them directly upon completing the foundation here in Bahrain, or they can continue once they complete their foundation. They can continue with us and join one of our well-reputed programs, which includes the Bangor University program, which has been running in Bahrain for over 20 years and is ranked the 8th in Europe for its research in the fields of banking and accounting and finance. The program offers a bachelor's in banking and finance, a bachelor's in accounting and finance, and a bachelor's in banking and finance with a minor in Islamic finance. The students can complete the 3 years here in Bahrain or opt to complete the final year in Bangor University in the UK. Regardless of whether they choose to complete their degree here or the UK, their certificate will actually be issued from the UK. And the other option, the other program that we offer at the BIBF is the LSE program under the University of London. So upon completing the foundation year, they can join the LSE program, which is one of the most prestigious university programs offered, and it would allow them a bachelor's degree in economics and management. Students complete their studies within 3 years fully in the Kingdom of Bahrain, whilst receive a degree from the UK. So all of the degrees will be attained from the UK and are attested by the Higher Education Council in Bahrain. So it's a win-win for students. Our graduates are, what differentiates our graduates is that they're employable with an 86% employability rate. They tend to be qualified and ready for the job market, whether locally or internationally. They tend to be graduates of choice. During their studies here in Bahrain, we offer students support preparing for the job market. Students are offered free access to major BIBF's learning events in line with the market needs, which including cybersecurity knowledge, digital transformation, and artificial intelligence. Students would receive knowledge hands-on from the industry and learn applied sciences in addition to theoretical knowledge, as we offer students an embedded dealing room course, which is a financial simulator that is offered in the we're the only university that offers this facility in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Right.
So interested students can actually apply online by visiting our website.
Thank you so much for answering our questions.
Thank you.
And we'll definitely
Thank
put
you.
the website and the information where people can contact the BIBF on the line down under. And that was the Assistant Manager of the Academic Studies at BIBF, Ms. Noor Al-Zikri. We will be back right after this. Welcome back. After listening to Ms. Noor and her her dedication, as well as her convincing that these programs are really some of the top-notch programs offered in the banking sector in Bahrain, I truly believe that people or students that go to the BIBF do have a bright future. One of the things she mentioned is 1981. That number, just listening to it, you can feel how long BIBF has been on the grounds of the island and has really built up the island's banking sector. So after more than 40 years of this dedicated efforts, what can you tell us about the BIBF's main achievements in terms of the facts and actual figures?
Yes, something that we are extremely proud of today is the fact that the banking sector in the Kingdom of Bahrain boasts more than 72% Bahrainization in terms of percentage of staff.
Yeah.
The reason why the kingdom has become such a successful financial hub in the region is due to the fact that Bahrainis are running the financial institutions in the kingdom. And we are very proud to be part of that Bahrainization effort.
Yeah.
The BIBF has been the backbone of training in the financial services sector, and we have contributed towards increasing the percentage of Bahrainis by providing the training and development programs that have been going on for the past 40 years. Today, the BIBF provides training in more than 64 countries, a fact that not many people know about. We are an international institute rather than a local one. We provide training by receiving delegations from abroad or by sending our faculty to different countries to provide training. We compete internationally in the Islamic finance sector, and we've been requested by major universities and major institutions around the world to provide training on Islamic finance. So that also positions Bahrain as a financial hub for training as well in this field.
Right.
We're also focusing on emerging technologies and the digital transformation in all major businesses and disciplines, not only in the fields of financial services sector, but in all sectors, in all business and corporate sectors. We've just to give you an example, we've introduced a masterclass about blockchain around 4 years ago when nobody even heard of the topic.
Yes.
So it was a masterclass to encourage people to find out more about blockchain. And we've always tried to be thought leaders in terms of providing knowledge and training programs. And we try to lead in terms of market demand. Rather than being reactive, we always try to be proactive in this field.
Actually, one of the things that is very important to mention is that the BIBF, even with everyday life, has provided some kind of awareness for the normal citizens when it comes to banking issues. Ms. Noor actually mentioned a little bit about the educational factor about cybersecurity or cyber financing, but also BIBF did a couple of social media campaigns when it came to proper banking services and basically spreading that awareness to the everyday consumer. How do you value the awareness that comes, and is it really needed, especially from an institution or a banking institution, educational institution such as the BIBF?
Definitely. It's extremely important for a national institute such as the BIBF to be on top of awareness, to be spreading awareness within the society, especially in the Kingdom of Bahrain. What we always try to do is we try to provide information and knowledge that is accessible to all. In response to the pandemic, when the pandemic first started in 2020, we provided around 30 or 40 free public courses that were online, of course, and more than 2,000 people benefited from those programs. You just had to register and attend the courses. That's and wonderful. It was in different disciplines, in different sectors, such as insurance, banking, accounting, even finance for non-finance professionals. So we always try to spread that sort of awareness about the importance of knowledge, importance of training and continuous training to improve your skills, to improve your capabilities, and to make a real difference from your role as a professional.
Absolutely. The BIBF has formed a quality assurance department as part of its strategic initiative to manage its growth. Can you tell us more about the importance and the outcomes of that specific approach?
Definitely, quality assurance is a fundamental aspect of any educational system, and at the BIBF, we focus a lot on quality. We strictly adhere to the primary objectives of quality assurance, including formulating, maintaining, and enhancing best practices when it comes to providing training courses. As an institute of high repute, of course, the BIBF continues to deliver programs that are of high quality, and the standards are of international standards. Of course, that is applicable throughout our centers. We have a QA department, of course, a quality assurance department that makes sure all of these practices are implemented. We work hand in hand with the Higher Education Council of Bahrain from the Ministry of Education as well. The academic infrastructure of our programs is composed of the 4 main pillars, which are the quality management system, the frameworks for higher education qualifications, subject benchmark statements, and of course program specifications. So we make sure quality is on top of everything.
So before we go to our next question, who is the perfect student figure that comes and applies for the BIBF? Who is your future prospective student? What should they have? What should they have in terms of beliefs? What do they want to do for the future? Can you tell us a little bit about who the BIBF student is?
That's a very important question, because ideally the ideal student for the BIBF would be somebody who wants to work in the finance sector, in the corporate sector as a whole. You always want to have those skills. They are not only skills for the corporate world, they are skills for life.
Right.
So if you have finance skills, you'd be able to adjust your budget based on what is available and your resources.
Absolutely.
So an ideal BIBF student is someone who wants to work in the field of banking, accounting, finance, Islamic finance. An ideal student would also want to make a change in the corporate world, who wants to understand more about sustainable development as well, and to understand the basis for a proper organizational, professional aspect of things. Our students, like I mentioned, our students are in much demand. They are very well taken care of, and we are very proud of them and their achievements, and we see their achievements as our achievements. Our alumni enjoy a very high percentage of employability. They are employed internationally. Because of the international certifications that we offer. The BIBF does not offer its own certification because we're not a university, but we offer a cross-border international certification that comes from the mother university, from the United Kingdom.
That's
basically
important to really mention, because people think, okay, they're affiliated. It's not just an affiliation.
Exactly.
You are actually sponsored by that university here.
Exactly. Exactly. The questions, the quizzes, the examinations, everything is done through the mother university.
Yeah. Well, the BIBF benefits from new means of social media. We talked a little bit about the awareness aspect of it to communicate with the students and partners. Tell us a bit more about the other aspects of social media when it comes to announcing your new programs or anything within the field of social media that BIBF basically utilizes.
Social media is now the place to be. Everyone is on social media day and night.
Yes.
And as a BIBF, we've also understood the importance of being on social media or being on channels where the public is.
Right.
And that is one of the objectives that we have, is to spread awareness about the information and the importance of training and of continuous learning, lifelong learning. The BIBF social media is very active. We've got a very, very active Instagram account, a LinkedIn account as well. Our YouTube channel is extremely rich with information and the webinars that we have and the seminars that we have. If you want to learn more about a subject, join us on our social media channels, and you'll be able to see a lot of programs and information. It's an excellent means of mass communication, basically, and it is one of the main mediums where we make the announcements for new programs, for initiatives that we're offering or announcing to the public. And we also communicate with our students through social media. We get a lot of inquiries day and night, and we're always answering those inquiries through social media. Yeah,
that brings actually the student, because one of the things that the pandemic did is it put that wedge where the student maybe feels they're far away from the university, they won't get their answers answered. But social media did help with that, especially when you go on Messenger, on Instagram or anything, and you immediately ask. Usually there's someone at the other end that answers. And when I was doing some of the research for the BIBF, I actually talked to one of the alumni of the BIBF, and he told me about the YouTube channel. He was like, the YouTube channel basically has all of our courses on it, so you don't need to everything is there on the YouTube channel. I think that's very useful, because whoever wants a certain or wants to know something in a specific field, they can always use that as a reference.
Exactly.
That's perfect. Well, before we end today's show, I want to hear from you yourself. What are the future plans and the projects that are prepared by the BIBF?
The BIBF has recently launched many academies. We're going towards catering to market demands, and we're trying to close the training gaps wherever the market requirements are. Some of the academies that we have launched recently are the Digital Transformation Academy, the Anti-Money Laundering Academy, the Tax Academy, Commercial Law Academy, and most recently the Sustainable Development Academy.
Wonderful.
These are all just examples of some of our projects that are extremely successful and that are providing training programs that are catering to specific to the specific or the respective disciplines within each one. Also, not to forget, one of our very important achievements so far is the new building. We have a new building that is under construction. Almost 90% of the building is now completed.
Perfect.
It's in Bahrain Bay.
Beautiful.
And we are very excited to be moving, inshallah, by the end of this year.
In the middle of the banking sector.
Exactly, yeah. The positioning of the building is also very iconic. It's very strategic. We are in the financial hub of the capital of Manama. And the new building, of course, is a state-of-the-art iconic landmark. We, inshallah, with this building, we are going to be contributing to the skyline, to the Bahrain skyline.
Beautiful.
And the main aim is to provide an excellent infrastructure for our learners. We want them to be happy. We want them to be comfortable in the areas where in their classes. And we want to provide our students with the best learning experience. So they'll be overlooking the sea and also having their classes at the same time. So it's going to be a really
relaxing experience.
Relaxing, inspirational, and most important is for them to gain the knowledge.
Yeah. Well, we've come to the end of our show. Before I thank you for being with us, a message from you to your prospective students, to your current students, and to your alumni now at the end of, or let's say, hopefully the end of this very difficult pandemic circumstances. What do you see, or what would you like to tell them for their future?
To our current students, I'd like to say I'm very, very proud of their achievements. They're working really hard, even through these tough times. They are online. They are always logged in. The attendance is high, and we're very happy with their performance. To prospective students, I say take on the challenge of getting an international degree. Join the BIBF. Because it is the way to go, to especially when the country is trying to position itself as a financial hub of the region.
Right.
It is an excellent career opportunity for you to be in the banking and the finance sector and the accounting fields. And these are skills for life. These are not only for a specific corporate level job. It's basically if you want to have an international degree from the comfort of your home without the added expenses of going abroad, join the BIBF.
Right, definitely. Thank you so much for being with us today and for taking time to answer our questions and shedding the light more on the BIBF, especially during these circumstances and all the changes that have been made. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much.
And we would like to thank you, dear viewers, for watching us, and we will see you next week in another episode of Inside Edition.